Hello, StarMunchers. Max here, back playing The Outer Worlds. In the last episode, we interrogated the ex-boyfriend of Halsey and Helen, and kind of cleared him from suspicion, kind of. Obviously, that could be a red herring. They could be misleading us into thinking he's all innocent. But we need to go talk to Spencer Woolrich, who I think is one of her co-stars, who was also recently, poisoned, I guess? Got food poisoning or something. But we need to take the elevator to the VIP floor, so let's do that.
What floor would you like to visit?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking, I've already got one.
It's the intercom lady. That would be the craziest twist. Okay, we got some slug guards, which those are like the sublight people. So I was confusing one of the names from the last episode with, or wait a second. Is this the sublight guy? This might be the sublight guy, Spencer Woolrich. I can't remember who it is. One of them's the sublight guy and one of them's the actor. Which, this looks interesting. Okay, yeah, he's definitely one of the actors.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Don't mind me. What the heck is that? Purple berry bunch. Timeline discrepancy. Where? I mean, okay, wait.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
You know anything about terrorray biology, Nyoka?
A lot of folk use their blood for seasoning on account of its sweetness. Don't try and use its innards, though. Only thing that can digest taro meat is a raptidon.
Definitely sounds toxic.
These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
So it's possible he was just poisoned by something grody. Not necessarily foul play, just something chosen to, I guess, sweeten the drink to make it taste better, but also wasn't great for you.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Oh, we can't charm? Oh, never mind. I wouldn't want to. I did not read that all the way through. Draw your weapon. I'm getting embarrassed by proxy. You want to talk like human being? Oh, we could act. That could be kind of funny. I don't want to just say, huh. You'll never take over Halcyon, you fiend.
How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
I love how you can still lie about your name. This far into the game, you can still call yourself Hawthorne. That's so good. I'm here to investigate the murder of Halsey and Helen. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Make a rude gesture. Sign this. I'm not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask you some questions.
Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Hello.
Fold your arms. Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I hear you were poisoned?
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Helen wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Very well, then.
Let me see. I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Why are you so curious? I mean, anyone would be curious. She was poisoned and shot with plasma.
How awful. Whoever did this must have been quite heartless.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must not have been too flattering, always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Got anybody who can corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
You were meditating. Really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Okay, back to my other questions.
I'll answer whatever you wish.
Back to my other questions.
I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
I've learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I found a bottle of tainted liquor. Might have had something to do with your poisoning.
Yes. I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
Got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You creep me out. And oh, if only I could steal some of this guy's stuff, but, you know, I won't. Signed headshots is one thing. Okay. You are talented, you are magnificent, you are a joy to others to be around. You are definitely not a 2-bit hack. You bring life to the world around you through the art of theater. Spelled theater instead of theater, which is great. You got a award with tape on it, which is suspect. So Chef Anwar, I guess, is the next person we need to interrogate here.
What floor would you like to visit?
I'm assuming the
In
lobby.
the lobby we go.
So that was interesting. That's leading us back to the Prophet of Profitability, which we haven't done an investigation on them yet. Interesting. This could go a number of different ways. Chef Anwar is back this way.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck it's... There we go.
Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
Turn stove on. Seems like a workplace hazard. How hasn't Slug caught this?
Searching slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees.
Conclude examination. I don't know why that has anything to do with it, which is a little strange. Here, we can put that away.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
Let's see. I'm here to investigate Halsey and Helen's murder. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Let's see. Did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
Helen's last meal was poisoned.
Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Bellhop Owens. I'm trying to, like, is that one of the people who works at the actual Bellhop? Any idea where I might be able to find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
What was Spencer Woolrich doing around the kitchen? Probably complaining.
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
I mean, I know why he would be evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended. Alibi's a little thin here. Why should I believe anything that you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about
Security
everything.
camera footage would be nice.
Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
That's all I wanted to talk about. Guess we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Okay, so we've got a new direction to go for, which is interesting. We need to go take a look at that security footage. Do I have time? I might have time. It just depends. So we need to go to the constabulatory? I don't even know if that's how you pronounce that word. It's got the word stab in it, which is, a little bit suspect, but we'll see. If we can actually figure out who poisoned the food, that would be one thing. But who knows? This could turn into a Mr. Ratchet situation where, like, multiple people were trying to kill her for different reasons. What are we trying to get to? The spaceport? I think that's where we want to go. I'm pretty sure that's where we need to go. I think that's where the security office is, hopefully. I'm not even sure how to pronounce the name of this place. Piraeus, I guess? Piraeus Spaceport? We'll go with that. Alright. Okay, this definitely looks like the place. Okay. Don't know why there's no one guarding this. It's a little weird. It's very weird, actually. What the heck is this?
Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime
an expired scrap heap. You probably just scanned it wrong.
Error. Unit's permit reading equipment was updated only last week. Please tell a different lie.
Tell a different... You're a mechanical. You ain't got the foggiest idea whether I'm telling the truth or not.
Correct. Criminal. However, Constable Key has decreed that this unit will remain here. Question.
The congealed blood pool, customer.
You submit a confession. Error. Information on recent exchange lost. Restarting conversation. Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime of landing with an expired permit.
You know what? My permit was fake after all. Let me out of here.
Okay, so someone killed the constable. I liked her too, she was cool.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's probably the Needler again.
An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria Keene, formerly the constable of the Eridanos-Episode complex. No signs of life detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives.
Doggone it. What killed her?
Multiple puncture wounds detected along the frontal bone and between the clavicle. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm
It's
with
the Needler.
unconventional ammunition.
Halcyon Helen's gun. I noticed some casings on the ground. Ammunition?
These casings are too minuscule for conventional small caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes.
Medical purposes? Amplifier, scan her blood for toxins.
High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected.
Potassium chloride. That would have stopped her heart.
These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death.
Amplifier, make a note. Find whoever did this and make them pay. We've seen enough, let's go. So it's the same thing again and again with the Needler. Let's look at the tape. Security footage archives. Search for kitchen footage. Okay. Check diagnostics. Record archives not found pursuant of Rizzo's company policy. Blah, blah, blah. Hack. Run data recovery. Critical damage detected. Data recovery failed. Subroutine repair requires supervisor access. Please enter your supervisor clearance passcode now. Record archives. Return to root. Messages. Enter passcode. Something from Ludovico. I know you don't need to hear this, but please be on your guard. Perea Spaceport is technically outside my jurisdiction, which means you're the only representative of company law in Slug territory. This is more than I can reasonably expect from you, but I'd appreciate it if you kept an eye on Cedric Kincannon. He's looking for any opportunity to seize control of the entire complex from me, and you're keeping him in check. You are the first, last, and only line of defense between Slug's lawless hooligans and our project. I know you have dreams of something bigger than Eridanos. If this product launch is successful, if Spectrum Brown spreads to the rest of the colony, I promise you, I'll find you a place where you can be happy for the rest of your life. You're a valuable part of the Rizzo's family, and I will look after you. Wow, okay. So, someone got rid of the constable, and now we have the footage? Can we actually look at it now? Bellhop Owens was responsible for taking meals up to VIP guests, suggesting that Owens may have had something to do with the poisonings. The bellhop was last seen heading to the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. We have the audio log, which is cool. Great. Inventory. Let's go to the special inventory. Do we have the footage? Where's the footage? Security footage from the Grand Colonial's kitchen at the time of Helen's last meal prep by Chef Anwar shows the chef working on the dish. Then Spencer, Woolrich, and Bellhop Owens enter. Owens hands something to Spencer, then leaves. Spencer then appears to say things to the chef, who turns away and walks off screen. Spencer quickly empties something onto Helen's food and exits. So Spencer did the poisoning. Okay, interesting. But maybe... Okay, so he said something up there in the room where something about stalling the product launch. So she was poisoned. Could she have been hit by the needler? So that's why she died from poisoning. The food poisoning stuff was, like, different. That was, like, an attempt by Spencer Woolrich to delay the launch of the product. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking through it. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.